These days, so many parents are dealing with a difficult situation where we don't have full access to our children, or even access to our children half the time. And I'd like to talk today about how to parent, how to do your job as a parent, even if you only see your child occasionally. You know, we're in a situation these days where a lot of parents, we might have gotten into a relationship in the past where, you know, it wasn't based on unconditional love, and you know, there's this idea of a fight between, you know, for custody, who's right, who gets custody, and typically I guess the mother tends to get more custody, and that's certainly true in my case. And so, but of course it could also be, you know, the mother having not enough access to the child. So what do you do? It's a situation that feels hopeless, at least in the beginning. You can't imagine, you've spent so far your child's whole life, you've been there, you've been a great parent, you've been doing everything you possibly could to help them with issues and to take good care of them, and suddenly your relationship goes sour. So this happened to me over the past several years, and got even worse just about a year ago, when I found out that my 8-year-old daughter was moving to a city pretty far away from me, and so I would only see her, you know, once a month for a long weekend, or sometimes more than that, but not enough. And it's been really difficult, and it was extremely difficult for me because we're so close, because my daughter and I are so close, and we had such a good relationship. So what I did, you know, I couldn't fight it, I couldn't change the situation, so I had to accept it. And then with that acceptance came a consideration of, well, so what do I do? So I'm a student of A Course in Miracles, and one of the fundamental teachings of A Course in Miracles is that which is real cannot be threatened, that which is unreal doesn't exist. So I started thinking about, as a parent, the relationship I have with my child. What about that is real, and what about that is unreal? And what I ultimately came to the conclusion of, that the unreal stuff is kind of, you know, in a way, it's the stuff of the world, the school, the homework, you know, buying clothes, the day-to-day issues, getting sick, getting better, all the things that you'd love to be able to do, and you certainly will do when you're living with your child. But you're not able to really take part in all that if they're living in a different city, or you don't have enough access to your child. So what I decided to do is just focus entirely on the actual relationship, the real stuff, the love between me and her. And it was actually an amazing opportunity for us, because I could play that role of being sort of the parental soulmate, I guess you could say, to be there to understand her and to accept her and to help her through the emotional stuff, and to be there for issues she's dealing with friends and at school and things like that, her feelings, to teach her what matters in life, which school doesn't teach, which a parent who's there cooking meals day after day doesn't always have time to teach. So I've been able to basically take the pressure off from having to do all that with her, and to focus on forming and maintaining that pure relationship of total acceptance. And this is something that most parents don't experience with their children, which I fully intend to experience forever, because that's what's real. I love my child, and I'm sure you love your children. And so why not just accept them? Why parents get so wrapped up in the behavioral aspects and the expectations of what you want your children to do, that you join with the world, and you actually you break the relationship. You harm the relationship because you side with the school, you side with the world, right? So you're able to very easily punish and shame and blame your child to get them to behave. But why? Even if you are living with your child full-time, why? The world will do that enough. The world does that. The school will do that. A job will do that. Friends will present problems. You don't have to be the one doing that. So the purest role of a parent is just to love your child, to be there and to comfort them and to make them feel safe in this world and help them through stuff. You can't protect them from things happening, but you can be there, and so that they know that you love unconditionally. So even if it's only one weekend a month or half the summer and that's all you get, I don't know. You can be there in a way that is completely unconditional love. And believe me, that cannot be broken. There's no reason for that to be broken. Don't break the relationship with your children, and it won't be broken. Even when they go into the teenage years and adulthood, you know, unfortunately, when you don't have access to that child, don't try to play that day-to-day role, because then you'll just totally alienate the child. They won't want anything to do with you. Be there in a way that's a friendship, a loving relationship of acceptance, unconditional love and acceptance, and total openness and honesty. Be you. And that's an opportunity that the other parent who's maybe, maybe their idea is to try to claim this relationship and take the child from you. But what will turn out in the end is, as A Course in Miracles says, what is real cannot be threatened. So what's real between you and your child? That's the question. And if you know what that is, just do that part. Forget the unreal stuff. That's it.